Om Agyanat Bandeham Shri Guru Shri Yatha Parakamlam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Ragunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shiveshikam Vitamscha Om Agyana Timarandasya Gyanachana Shalakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasma Shri Gurave Nama Gaurva Bhistam Supurkam Gurganara Sisha Sambhushitam Chintya Samasta Veda Neponam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govinda Bidam Ujwalam Bharatanam Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Bande Vishwagurun Shah Divjad Bhagavat Prem Noe Bija Pranam Devam Divyatanum Suchandavananam Balarka Shelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyam Burim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Banditam Shubharam Mareka Sharanam Nyashishvara Shridaram Banshakopatarubyasya Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavenibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This is the Madhya-lila, chapter 15. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya offers prashadam, and text number 137. So Mahaprabhu is saying farewell to the devotees who are returning to Bengal after the 4 months that they've been in Jagannath Puri. Murari Guptare Prabhu Korihalingan Tara Bhakti Nishta Kohen Shune Bhaktagan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then embraced Murari Gupta and began to speak about his firm faith and devotional service. This was heard by all the devotees. Purvayami ihare lobaila barbar parama madhura gupta brajendra kumar. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, previously I induced Murari Gupta again and again to be allured by Lord Krishna. I said to him, my dear Gupta, Lord Sri Krishna Brajendra Kumar is the supreme sweetness. Swayam Bhagavan Krishna Sarvam Shri Sarvashrai Vishuddha Nirmala Prema Sarva Rasamoy. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the origin of all incarnations and the source of everything. He is pure transcendental love itself, and he is the reservoir of all pleasure. Sakala Sadguna Brinda Ratnakar Vidagda Chaturta Dhira Rasika Shekhar. Krishna is the reservoir of all transcendental qualities. He is like a mine of gems. He is expert at everything, very intelligent and sober, and he is the summit of all transcendental humors. Madhura Charitra Krishna Madhura Bilas Chaturya Vaidagya Kore Jara Lila Ras. His character is very sweet, and his pastimes are melodious. He is expert in intelligence, and thus he enjoys all his pastimes and mellows. Here, mellows refers to rasas. He's enjoying Leela Ras, the ras of his leelas and his pastimes. Say Krishna Bhaja to me, how Krishna Shrai, Krishna Bina Anya, Upasana Manina Hiloi. I then requested Murari Gupta worship Krishna and take shelter of him, but for his service nothing appeals to the mind. Mata Barbar Shunya Bachan, Amara Gorave Kichu, Firigelaman. In this way he heard from me again and again. By my influence his mind was a little converted. Amare Kohinami Tomara Kinkar, Tomara Agyakari Aminahi Swatantar. Murari Gupta then replied, I am your servant and your order carrier. I have no independent existence. Etaboli Garagela Chinti Ratrikale Raghunatha Tyaga Chintai Hoila Vikale. After this, Murari Gupta went home and spent the whole night thinking how he would have to give up the association of Raghunath, Lord Ramachandra. Thus he was overwhelmed. Kemone Chadiba Raghunath Eracharan Ajiratri Prabhu Morakorahaman Maran. Murari Gupta then began to pray at the lotus feet of Lord Ramachandra. He prayed that death would come that night because it was not possible for him to give up the service of the lotus feet of Raghunath. Imata Sarva Ratri Korana Krandan Mane Shoyasti Nahi Ratri Koila Jagaran. Thus Murari Gupta cried the entire night. There was no rest for his mind. Therefore he could not sleep, but stayed awake the entire night. Pratakali Ashi Mora Darila Charan Kandite Kichu Kore Nibedan. In the morning Murari Gupta came to see me. Catching hold of my feet and crying, he submitted an appeal. Raghunath Erapai Mui Bechi Jacho Mata Kaditena Parimata Mani Paibyata. Murari Gupta said, I have sold my head unto the lotus feet of Raghunath. I cannot withdraw my head, for that would give me too much pain. Shri Raghunath Charan Charana Najai Taba Agya Banga Hoy Ki Karon Upai. It is not possible for me to give up the service of Raghunath's lotus feet. At the same time, if I do not do so, I shall break your order. What can I do? Tate moraye kripa koradoya moy tomarage mrityu haok joka samshay. In this way, Murari Gupta appealed to me, saying, You are all merciful, so kindly grant me this mercy. Let me die before you, so that all my doubts will be finished. Ete shuniami boram mane sukapailun ihare utayatabe alingana koilun. Hearing this, I became very happy. I then raised Murari Gupta and embraced him. Sadhu Sadhu Gupta Tomar Sudrida Bhajan Amara Bachaneha Tomar Na Talilaman. I said to him, all glories to you, Murari Gupta. Your method of worship is very firmly fixed, so much so that even upon my request, your mind did not turn. Imata Savakera Priti Chahi Prabhupai Prabhu Chadi Leha Parat Chanayana Jai. The servitor must have love and affection for the lotus feet of the Lord exactly like this. Even if the Lord wants separation, the devotee cannot abandon the shelter of his lotus feet. Imata Tomar Nishta Chani Bharatari Tomari Agrahami Koilun Bari Bari. Just to test your firm faith in your Lord, I requested you again and again to change your worship from Lord Ramachandra to Krishna. Sakat Hanuman Tumi Sri Rama Kinkar Tumi Kene Chadibe Tara Charanak Kamal. In this way I congratulated Murari Gupta, saying, Indeed, you are the incarnation of Hanuman. Consequently, You are the eternal servant of Lord Ramachandra. Why should you give up the worship of Lord Ramachandra and his lotus feet? Thank you. Se Murari Gupte Mora Pranasam Iharadanya Shuni Mora Fataye Jivan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, I accept this Murari Gupta as my life and soul. When I hear of his humility, it perturbs my very life. Tabe Vasudeva Prabhu Korea Lingan Taraguna Kohehoya Sahasrabadan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then embraced Vasudeva Datta and began to speak of his glories as if he had 1,000 mouths. Nijaguna Shuni Datta Mane Lajapaya Nivedana Kore Prabhu Charane Doriya. When Mahaprabhu glorified him, Vasudeva immediately became very much embarrassed and shy. He then submitted himself, touching the Lord's lotus feet. Jagatarite Prabhu Tomar Avatar Mora Nivedana Ek Koraha Angikar. Vasudeva Datta told Mahaprabhu, My dear Lord, you incarnate just to deliver all conditioned souls. I now have one petition which I wish you would accept. Korite samartha tumi hao doya moi, tumi mana kora tabe anayase hoy. My Lord, you are certainly able to do whatever you like, and you are indeed merciful. If you so desire, you can very easily do whatever you want. Jivera dukkha deki mora ridoi binare sarva jiver pap prabhu deham mora shire. My Lord, my heart breaks to see the sufferings of all the conditioned souls. Therefore, I request you to transfer the karma of their sinful lives upon my head. Jivera pap hoya mui karon naraka bhog Sakala Jiver Prabhu Guchaha Bavarog. My dear Lord, let me suffer perpetually in a hellish condition, accepting all the sinful conditions of all living entities. Please finish their diseased material life. Itashuni Mahaprabhu Chitta Dravila Ashrukampas Swarabange Kohite Lagila. When Mahaprabhu heard Vasudeva Datta's statement, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard Vasudeva Datta's statement, his heart became very soft. Tears flowed from his eyes, and he began to tremble. In a faltering voice, he spoke as follows. Tomara vichitra nahi tumi sakat pralad Tomaru pare Krishner sampurna prasad. Accepting Vasudeva Datta as a great devotee of the Lord said, such a statement is not at all astonishing because you are the incarnation of Prahlad Maharaj. It appears that Lord Krishna has bestowed complete mercy upon you. There is no doubt about it. Krishna says, Satyakore Jay Mage Britya Britya Bansha Purti Binu Nahi Anya Kritya. Can you put a little more honey in it? Krishna says, Satyakore Jay Mage Britya Bansha Purti Binu Nahi Anya Kritya. Whatever a pure devotee wants from his master, Lord Krishna doubtlessly grants because he has no duty other than to fulfill the desire of his devotee. Ramanda Jiver Tumi Banshile Nishtar Bina Papa Boge Habe Sabara Uda. If you desire the deliverance of all living entities within this universe, then all of them can be delivered even without your undergoing the tribulations of sinful activity. You don't have. They can all be delivered without your having to suffer from all their karma upon your head. Ashamarta nahi Krishna dari Sarvabhauma Tomake Bahakene Bunjaibe Papafal. Krishna is not incapable, for he has all potencies. Why would he induce you to suffer the sinful reactions of other living entities? Tumijara Hita Bansha Se Kala Se Hoila Vaishnavara Pap Krishna Dura Korisab. Whosoever welfare you desire immediately becomes a Vaishnava, and Krishna delivers all Vaishnavas from the reactions of their past sinful activities. Yastvindra Gopa Mata Vendram Ahosva Karma Bandhanu Rupa Vala Bhajanam Atanoti Karmani Nirdahati Kinducha Bhakti Bhajam Govindamari Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the original personality of God, Govinda, who regulates the sufferings and enjoyments due to fruitive activity. He does this for everyone, from the heavenly king Indra down to the smallest insect, Indragopa. That very personality of God destroys the karmic reactions of one engaged in devotional service. Tomari chamatre habe pramanda muchad sarva mukta korite krishner nahi kichu shama. Because of your honest desire, all living entities within the universe will be delivered, for Krishna does not have to do anything to deliver all the living entities of the universe. So Mahaprabhu tells to Vasudeva Datta that it's not necessary for you to accept all the karmic reactions of so many persons just by the desire of a pure devotee. Everyone can receive the mercy of the Lord without that devotee having to suffer individually. It's not a question of transferring their karma, it's just by the desire of a pure devotee, others can become devotees. And being devotees, they can be relieved of all their reactions. Mahaprabhu says Krishna is not incompetent. He can by the desire of his devotee, everyone can get devotional service, and everyone can be relieved of their karma. It doesn't mean that the devotee has to suffer the results of everyone's karma for them to get relief. Ekodambara, because of your honest desire, all living entities within the universe will be delivered. For Krishna does not have to do anything to deliver all the living entities of the universe. Just by the desire of his pure devotee, that can be done. Ek udambara brike lage kote fale kote je brahmanda base virajara jale. Just as there are millions of fruits on the udambara tree, millions of universes float on the waters of the river Viraja, of the river Viraja. So there are many. Just as there are millions of fruits on the udambara tree, millions of universes float on the waters of the river Viraja. Viraja is the river between the spiritual worlds and the material worlds. So, Tarek Falapari Jari Nashta Hoy Tatapi Vrika Nahi Jani Nija Apachai. The Udambara tree is filled with millions of fruits, and if one falls down and is destroyed, a tree does not even consider the loss. Tachiek Brahmanda Jari Mukta Hoy Tabu Alpak Hani Krishner Mane Nahiloi. In the same way, if one universe is vacated due to the living entities having been liberated, that is a very little thing for Krishna. He does not take it very seriously. Ananda Ishvarya Krishna Vaikuntharidam Taragara Kai Karanabdi Janardan. The entire spiritual world constitutes the unlimited opulence of Krishna, and there are innumerable Vaikuntha planets there. The causal ocean is considered the surrounding water of Vaikuntha Loka. Tate Bhashe Maya Laya Ananta Brahmanda Garakaite Bhashe Jena Rai Purna Bandha. Maya and her unlimited material universes are situated in that causal ocean. Indeed, Maya appears to be floating like a pot filled with mustard seeds. Tar ek rainashi hanina himani aiche ek andanashi krishnera nahi hani. Of the millions of mustard seeds floating in that pot, if one seed is lost, the loss is not at all significant. Similarly, if one universe is lost, it is not significant to Lord Krishna. Sabramanda sahajarim mayara hoy koi tatapi namane Krishna kichu apachoy. To say nothing of one universal mustard seed, even if all the universes and the material energy Maya are destroyed, Krishna does not even consider the loss. Koti kamadenu patir chage jaiche more shad aishvarya pati Krishna Maya kiba kore. If a person possessing millions of wish-fulfilling cows loses one she-goat, he does not consider the loss. Krishna owns all six opulences in full. If the entire material energy is destroyed, what does he lose? Jaya Jaya Jahi Agyam Ajita Dosha Gribita Gunam Tvam Asiyad Atmana Samavaruda Samastabhaga Aga Jagad Okasham Akila Shakti Avabodhakate Kvachit Ajayatmana Cha Charato Nucharan Nigama. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, O my Lord, O unconquerable one, O master of all potencies, please exhibit your internal potency to conquer the nescience of all moving and inert living entities. Due to nescience, they accept all kinds of faulty things, thus provoking a fearful situation. O Lord, please show your glories. You can do this very easily, for your internal potency is beyond external potency, and you are the reservoir of all opulence. You are also the demonstrator of the material potencies. You are also always engaged in your pastimes in the spiritual world, where you exhibit your reserved internal potency, and sometimes you exhibit the external potency by glancing over it. Thus you manifest your pastimes. The Vedas confirm your two potencies and accept both types of pastimes due to them. So Krishna is the possessor of all potencies, material, the material energy, the spiritual energy. Imanta sarva bhaktir kahe sabgun sabare vidaya dila korea lingan. In this way, Mahaprabhu described the good qualities of his devotees one after the other. He then embraced them and bade them farewell. Prabhura vichede bhakta korana rodan bhaktera vichede prabhur vishana hoilaman. Due to the impending separation from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the devotees began to cry. The Lord was also morose due to separation from the devotees. Gadadhar Pandita Rohila Prabhura Pashe Yameshwara Prabhu Chare Koraila Habashe. Gadadhar Pandit remained with Mahaprabhu and he was given a place to live at Yameshwar. Yameshwar is on the southwest side of the Jagannath temple. Gadadhar Pandit resided there. And there was a small garden and a sandy beach known as Yameshwara Tota. Puri Gosai Jagannananda Swarup Damodara Panditara Govinda Kashishwar Esab Sange Prabhu Maishe Nila Chale Jagannath Darshana Nitya Kore Pratakale. Mahaprabhu remained at Jagannath Puri Nilachala with Paramananda Puri, Jagannananda, Swarup Damodar, Damodar Pandit, Govinda, and Kashishwar. It was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's daily practice to see Lord Jagannath in the morning. Prabhu Pashashi Sarvabhauma Din Jodahata Korikachu Koilanibiran. One day Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya came before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with folded hands and submitted a request. Ebesa Vaishnava Goda Deshe Chali Gela Ebe Prabhu Nimantrane Avasara Hoila. Since all the Vaishnavas had returned to Bengal, there was a good chance that the Lord would accept an invitation. Ebe mora gare bikka koraha mashabari prabhuko he dharmana he koritena pari. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, "Please accept my invitation for lunch for 1 month." The Lord replied, "That is not possible because it is against the religious principles of a sannyasi." So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is requesting Mahaprabhu that he'll take lunch at his house every day for a month. Mahaprabhu doesn't accept that invitation because he says it's against the principles of a sannyasi to go to your house and accept lunch every day for an entire month. Sarvabhauma kohe bhikka koraha Bishadin Prabhu kohe eha nahe jatidar machina. Sarvabhauma then said, "Please accept the invitation for 20 days. But Mahaprabhu replied, "It is not a religious principle of the renounced order." Sarvabhauma kohe puna dina panchadas Prabhu kohe tomara bhikka egg dibas. When Sarvabhauma requested Mahaprabhu to accept lunch for 15 days, the Lord said, "I shall accept lunch at your place for 1 day only." Tabi Sarvabhauma Prabhu Charane Doriya Dash Din Bikakora Kohe Binati Korea. Sarvabhauma then caught hold of the Lord's lotus feet and submissively begged, "Please accept lunch for at least 10 days. Prabhu krame pancha din gataila panch din tarabika niyama korila." In this way, by and by, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reduced the duration to 5 days. Thus, for 5 days every month, he regularly accepted the Bhattacharya's invitation to lunch. Tabe Sarvabhauma Kore Aranibedan Tomara Sange Sannyasi Ache Dashajan, after the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, "My Lord, there are 10 sannyasis with you." A sannyasi should not cook for himself or accept an invitation to eat at a devotee's house continuously for many days. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very kind and affectionate towards his devotees, yet he would not accept a long invitation at Srvabhauma's house. Out of affection, he accepted only 5 days in the month. The 10 sannyasis living with the Lord were Paramananda Puri, Swarup Damodar, Brahmananda Puri, Brahmananda Bharati, Vishnu Puri, Keshav Puri, Krishnanandana Puri, Nrsinga Tirtha, Sukhananda Puri, and Satyananda Bharati. Puri Gosar Bhikka Pancha Din Morakare, Puri Ami Kori Jachon Tomara Gochare. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya then submitted that Paramananda Puri would accept a 5-day invitation at his place. This had already been settled before the Lord. Damodar Swarup E Bandava Mar Kabu Tomar Sange Jabe Kabu Ekeshwar. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, "Swarup Damodar is my intimate friend. He will come sometimes with you and sometimes alone." Ara Ashta Sanyasira Bika Dui Diba Se Ek Dina Ek Jani Patron Hoilama Se Ara Ashta Sanyasira Bika Dui Diba Se Ek din, ek jane, purna hoilamase. The other 8 sannyasis will accept invitations for 2 days each. In this way, there will be engagements for each and every day during the entire month. Bahuta sannyasi jadiyai she ektai. Samana korite nare aparadapai. If all the sannyasis came together, it would not be possible for me to pay them proper respects. Therefore, I would be an offender. Tomiya nija chaye ashibe moradgara tumiha nija chaye ashibe moragar kabusange ashibena swarup damodar. Sometimes you will come alone to my place, and sometimes you will be accompanied by Swarup Damodar. Sometimes you will come alone to my place, and sometimes you will be accompanied by Swarup Damodar. Prabhu Ingita Paya Anandita Man Saydin Ma Prabhur Koilani Mantran. Having this arrangement confirmed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Bhattacharya became very glad and immediately invited the Lord to his house on that very day. Shatiramata Nama Bhattacharya Grihini Prabhura Maha Bhakta Teho Sneheti Janani. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's wife was known as Shatiramata, the mother of Sati, she was a great devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and she was affectionate like a mother. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's wife was known as Shatiramata, the mother of Sati. She was a great devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and she was affectionate like a mother. Gariyashe Bhattacharya Tare Agyadila Anande Shatiramata Pak Chadaila. After returning to his home, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya gave orders to his wives, Shatiramata, and she began cooking with great pleasure. Bhattacharya Grihesa Dravya Achebari Jeba Shaka Faladika Anaila Ahari. At Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house, there was always a full stock of food. Whatever spinach, vegetables, fruit, and so on were required, he collected and brought back home. At Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house, there was always a full stock of food. Whatever spinach, vegetables, fruit, and so on were required, he collected and brought back home. Apane Bhattacharya kore pakera sabakarma shatirmata vichakshana jane pakakarma. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya personally began to help Shatirmata cook. He was helping his wife. She was very experienced and she knew how to cook nicely. So tomorrow I'm going to continue from this point here, because the chapter's titled Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya offers prashadam. So let's see. Can we? Okay. So you play the kartals. If I play the kartals, this mic will pick them up very loudly. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Mohan Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Ganadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhakta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath H.I. Gosai Kodi Charana Bandhan Jao Ete Vignana Shabishta Puran H.I. Gosai Jar Mui Taradas Tansama Padarenu Mora Panchagras Tader Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas Janame Chaname Mor E Abilas H.I. Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas Radha Krishna Madhya-lila Korila Prakash Anande Bolo Hari Bacha Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majayaman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyash Harinam Sankirtana Kohai Narotamadas Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Haribo. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Haribo. Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhariju Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parvajaka Statara Sada Shishiman Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parvajaka Statara Sada Shishiman Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Bharga Ki Jai. Namachari Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhattacharya Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Premsigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Bhagwat Ki Jai. Narottam Srinivas Shyamananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vishvabaranya Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Madhacharya Vrinda Ki Jai. Sri Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Sri Mayapur Ki Jai. Saparshada Sri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Saparshada Sriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Sri Koladvip Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Soquel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Seva Ashram Ki Jai. Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Govardhan. Sham Kunda Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Ju Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Shri Damodar Vrata Ki Jai. Shri Kartik Vrata Ki Jai. Shri Niyama Seva Ki Jai. Shri Urja Vrata Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.